Gonna do an unboxing. It's Thursday, 9/11. Just picked up two new left-handed stainless Tikka T3x 270s. Got a bunch of factory ammo to do range trials, and I am not settled on a bullet I'm gonna hand load yet. I've got 136 grain Federal Terminal Ascent, 140 grain Sierra tipped Game Kings, 140 grain Sierra Hollow Point Boat Tail Game Kings, 150, 130, 140 Nosler ballistic tips, and I believe all three of those same weights in Accubons, 129 LRX, 130 TTSX, TSX. So I need to make some decisions. Also have some new pulled SIG prime brass and Federal nickel prime brass, and a plethora of powder. So a lot of people will ask me, why do you get the same cartridge? Well, the nice thing about Tikka is they make one size action, 7 mag, 300 Win Mag, 300 WSM, 270, whatever. And I'll go and do range trials with a new rifle. First thing I do, obviously, is inspect them. I will take them apart, wipe everything down, and grease the back of the locking lugs, and I clean the barrel. And the reason I clean the barrel is I don't know what's happened with these things since they've been stored. I don't know the temperatures, I don't know the humidity. I've bore scoped every rifle I've ever purchased ever since I've had a bore scope. And you don't know what's in there. I had a rifle I picked up one time, and it had bugs nesting in the barrel. I'm not going to go to the range and just start pulling the trigger. It's not going to happen. And I go ahead and scrub them down to bare metal so they have an equal opportunity right out of the gate. And if a rifle does not shoot to my satisfaction, I'll convert it. I'll get a barrel. I've got Brux barrels here, I've got Bart lines, I've got K&Ps, and I'll make it something else. 280 Ackley, 270 Ackley, 30-06 Ackley, 25-06 Ackley, 6.5-06 Ackley, 6.5 284 Norma. Tikka does not make a stainless left-hand 7mm 08 in T3X. I think they may have when they made the T3s, but I'll convert it. Each rifle has a substantial opportunity to show me what it's going to do, and there are Tikkas, of course, that do not shoot lights out. I've had one. It's a 308. In fact, it's my first one. And it shot well. It just didn't shoot to my satisfaction, so now it wears a Brux barrel, and it's still 308. All right, unboxed, bolts in. Now I got to take them downstairs, take them apart. I will replace the trigger springs with either Yo Dave or Anarchy Outdoors, Mountain Tactical. I've never tried an M Carbo, but I've been very pleased with what I've had. I really can't tell much difference, but I think the Yo Dave is the most popular. And I still have 3 or 4 of those on hand. I'll put a Leopold backcountry pick rail on them. I'm not gonna say I'm a big fan of pick rails overall. However, when you take a bunch of rifles to the range and you're doing range trials, it is really easy to just swap scopes when you use the rings that have the 1/2-inch nut. You can just swap them out so easily. And once I get a rifle where I want it, tune it, do finalized hand loads, I seriously consider taking off the pick rail and just either putting tallies on there. I might do some unknown munitions. I haven't tried those yet, but I'll be back shortly. Gotta go get these things set up. All right, we're in the first one here with the scope. Try not to get my ugly reflection in there. This is right out of the box. Interesting thing I've noticed that the Tikkas have a blue hue to the metal. See, I won't shoot a rifle with that in there. I don't know what that is. Looks like old buildup of grease, protective layer of oil or something. My understanding is that they'll fire these things up to 9 shots from the factory to make sure they'll group. These two are also 2024 models. Clearance, basically. $750 each, delivered. Let's get to number 2. All right, I'm in the second rifle now. Look at that. That is a big glob of grease. To each their own. I get all that cleaned out. I don't take a rifle to the range and just start shooting. I get all this cleaned up. One of the rifle builders told me years ago, you shoot a rifle with so much as a layer of oil like that in there, you can bulge the barrel. And it'll never have the accuracy that it could have had. I've never tested it, but I'm not a barrel expert, but I'll take their word for it since they make the barrels. A couple of blobs of something else right there. I just think it's a bad idea to shoot a barrel with protective grease in it, oil. And what I'll do is I'll put Vortec solvent in it. I'll put about 4 or 5 wet patches. What's that right there? Okay. And then I'll hit it about maybe 15 passes with the brush. And then I'll follow it up with 2 dry patches, and then either Croil or MMO. And then 2 or 3 dry patches, and I'll inspect it again. But sometimes I'll actually use a little ISO, 1 pass on a patch, just to get that area cleaned up where they cut the chamber. Okay.